Welcome to Let's Talk Meshing's Tutorial Tuesday, where we show you how to use a feature in just a couple of minutes. In this video, we're going to show you how you can set up connector defaults to enable automated unstructured surface meshing for this pipe geometry. So I'm going to go to the defaults panel. We're going to focus just up here on the connector dimension. Now, first thing to mention is that defaults are only going to affect those entities that you're about to create. So any entities that you create are going to inherit the values that you specify for the defaults. Now, after the entities have been created, you can always adjust their attributes. However, this is going to really enable some automated meshing, and that's what we hope to show you. So the first thing is dimension. Dimension is simply the number of points on a given connector, and you can specify that value explicitly. Average grid spacing, if you set a value here, points will be inserted along a connector when they're created to achieve the average grid spacing that you specify. Max dimension is simply the maximum number of points allowed on a given connector. Maximum angle in degrees is a value that's used to determine the turning angle. So points will be inserted along a connector so as not to violate the turning angle that you specify. This is great for doing curvature-based refinement, as is maximum deviation. This will actually look at the difference between the discrete and analytic representations and will insert points so it doesn't violate the value that you specify. Use surface curvature is nice if the connector doesn't have a lot of inherent curvature, but it's adjacent to database entities that do have a lot of curvature. It'll actually look in the transverse direction, extract that curvature, and use it to insert points along the connector so it doesn't violate the max angular deviation that you've specified. Okay, so let's play with a few of these parameters. Let's adjust the maximum delta S to 0.5, select the pipe, and create a surface mesh. And you'll notice that that surface mesh is rather faceted. Okay, it's pretty coarse. So let's do some curvature-based refinement. Let's undo this step, and let's add in a maximum angle here of 5 degrees. Okay, so now if I grab the pipe and create a surface mesh, let's just shade it, you can see that we do a little bit better. Okay, at the ends of the pipe, those connectors, points have been inserted so they don't violate the turning angle that we specified. However, the long connector that runs the length of the pipe is still pretty coarse. Okay, so how can we get points inserted on that connector using curvature-based refinement if there is no curvature? Well, there is in the transverse direction, so we can just enable use surface curvature. So let's undo that and toggle on use surface curvature and create the surface mesh. And now you'll notice we do a much better job, shade that so you can see it, we do a much better job of capturing that pipe. Okay, so these would be a good set of parameters to use to get a first cut at the surface mesh for this geometry. Thank you, and have a pleasant Tuesday.